Hi there, it's Mike from Incrementa. Today I'm joined by Matt Putra from EightX, and Matt is a fractional CFO. You see, a couple of weeks ago, one of my clients asked me a great question. He turned to me and said, think I need to hire my first CFO, and I really don't know if it's time yet. How do I know? When is the right time for a business owner to hire their first CFO?
Well, thank you for asking. I'd say probably the biggest thing you'd want to consider is, are you investing for your future growth? So anything where you're purchasing a machine to grow, you're investing, let's say you're doing a project and you're spending money on the wages and the parts and materials, and your revenue is milestone based. If you're buying inventory 6 months ahead of time, any of those kind of situations where you're spending a bunch of money early and you're wanting to see future growth, I think that's the right time to hire a CFO.
So I work with a lot of businesses of various sizes. One of the core things that I love to have the businesses do is understand their cash flow going forward. But actually be able to start paying attention to gross margin.
Mhm.
And that doesn't seem like something a bookkeeper is capable of. Is that one of the things that we can expect from a good CFO?
100%. I mean, every client that I have, gross margin is something I talk to them about monthly or quarterly, preferably monthly, of course. And we look at all the components of gross margin. So, what are your costs? Shipping, purchasing, anything in that basket of cost of goods sold. We look at and we try to help you find ways to minimize that effectively.
And now you're starting to talk the language of entrepreneurs, minimize those costs. And there's a number of levers that you can pull to help save money. And the beauty of having that CFO and that financial mind on the team is they actually understand what those levers mean.
Mhm.
So other than helping save money, what else can somebody expect from a CFO?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be tangible things like saving money. There's going to be other tangible things like helping you find ways to increase sales. Then there's going to be a bunch of intangible things. So over the course of the conversations you have with your CFO, either monthly or quarterly, you're going to talk about, hey, we're thinking about doing this project next or this project next. And so we can help you try to figure out which project is most effective as a lever to grow your business. We can help you think about things like, you know, when you put together multi-year forecast, what happens is you begin to think of your decisions in light of the long term, and it helps to see those numbers either in an Excel or on a PowerPoint or on paper.
Mhm.
So we help you look at your business in the long term and make decisions today that are going to help you get where you want to go. And then specifically, make sure you have enough cash, make sure you're managing your gross margin to keep you on track for the growth that you want.
Beautiful. I love having a CFO on leadership teams for exactly that. And with a lot of our smaller clients, the ones under, let's say under 10 million in revenue, it doesn't make sense for them to have a full-time CFO,
Mhm,
especially, that $1 million business. But for
mhm,
them, it feels a lot more critical because every penny they get out of that gross margin,
mhm,
everything that they can manage has a bigger impact to them.
mhm.
So how can an entrepreneur who's just looking at their first CFO, are there ways to get part-time CFOs?
Absolutely. I mean, you mentioned fractional. I am a very fractional CFO. I work for businesses anywhere between 1 and about 5 million. I work for them between 4 and maybe up to 10, pushing 20 hours a month. So very affordable. You can have me for just half a day a month. And I'll tell you, for one of the clients that I started with when they were 1.5 million, I was doing probably no more than 4 hours a month, but I found $50,000 in annual savings a year for them within the first 3 months.
Awesome. Having another strategic mind is always great. So, Matt, thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.